In November of 2025, Consumer Reports quietly published a survey of more than 66,000 of its members that the appliance industry would rather you never read. It found that about 1 in 5 dishwashers either breaks down or stops cleaning properly within just 5 years of purchase. But breaking down is not the scary part. Buried in federal safety records is a fact that should stop you cold. In a single 5-year stretch, more than 15 million appliances were recalled for defects that could start a fire inside your home, and nearly half of those recalled units were dishwashers. The machine sitting in your kitchen right now, the one you run overnight while your family sleeps, could be one of them. Today we are going to expose exactly how an entire industry engineered these machines to fail and reveal the only 3 dishwashers actually worth your money. If you walk into any appliance showroom, you will see what looks like a healthy, competitive market. You see Bosch and Thermador. You see Maytag, KitchenAid, and Genair. You see Frigidaire, Cafe, GE, and Gaggenau. Dozens of badges, dozens of price points, dozens of brands, all supposedly fighting to build you a better machine. That is an illusion. The truth is that a tiny handful of corporations own nearly all of those names. The 5 largest players control more than half of every dishwasher dollar spent in this country. Bosch, Thermador, and Gaggenau are all the same German parent company. Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and Genair are all owned by Whirlpool. Frigidaire is just a label glued onto an Electrolux machine. And the GE badge on that shiny stainless unit? General Electric sold its entire appliance division to the Chinese conglomerate Haier back in 2016 for $5.6 billion. So when you think you are comparing 4 different companies, you are often comparing 4 different stickers on machines built by the same parent corporation in the same factories, chasing the same quarterly earnings target. And when a company answers to its shareholders instead of to you, something always has to give. What gives is the part you cannot see until it is far too late. Because the dishwasher your grandparents owned was built to run for 20 to 30 years. The one you just financed was built to last closer to 7. And that was not an accident. That was a decision made in a boardroom to sell you the same machine over and over again. To understand how we got here, you have to understand what changed inside these machines. A peer-reviewed study published in early 2025 tracked the lifespan of home appliances across several decades, and the findings were staggering. The typical washing machine used to last more than 19 years. Today, it lasts under 11. Ovens fell from nearly 24 years down to about 14, and the collapse all happened in the same narrow window right around the mid-1990s. That is the moment the industry quietly rewired how these products were built. Appliances made in the 1970s routinely lasted 30 to 50 years because they were built out of metal and run by a simple mechanical timer. If that timer ever failed, a technician could rebuild it for about $20. The machine was designed to be repaired. Then 2 things happened at the same time. First, manufacturers swapped metal components for plastic to cut weight and shipping costs. Suddenly the racks, the tines that hold your plates, the spray arms, the soap dispenser, and the door latch were all molded plastic. Plastic that cracks, snaps, and crumbles after a few hundred hot cycles. And once one of those plastic pieces breaks, you usually cannot buy just the piece. You have to replace the entire assembly. Second, and far more important, they replaced those rugged mechanical timers with electronic control boards. That circuit board is now the brain of your dishwasher. It runs the timing, the relays, the sensors, and the safety shutoffs. And here is the problem. That board sits inside a sealed steel box that fills with scalding water, steam, and moisture several times a week for years on end. Steam and electronics do not mix. So the boards corrode, they short out, and they fail. When that happens, you are not looking at a $20 repair anymore. A replacement control board can cost anywhere from $250 to over $1,000, depending on the model. Think about what that actually means. For many machines, the single part most likely to fail costs nearly as much as a brand new dishwasher. The manufacturers know this. They are counting on it because when the repair costs almost as much as the replacement, you do not repair. You walk back into the store and hand them your money again. But the control board is only where the failures begin. The materials hiding behind that stainless door are where this gets genuinely dangerous. Start with the tub, the basin that actually holds the water. On a quality machine, it is stainless steel. On a cheap one, it is plastic, and that plastic warps, stains, and cracks over time. But the bigger danger is the wiring. In the cheapest units, the electrical connections, the power cord, and the heating elements sit where leaking water and rinse aid can reach them. And when electricity meets moisture inside a sealed metal box, you do not just get a breakdown, you get a fire. This is not a theory. It is the documented history of this industry, written in federal recall notices. In 2021, the luxury brand Cove, made by the same company behind Sub-Zero and Wolf, recalled more than 40,000 dishwashers because the heating element could fail to shut off and overheat. These were not bargain machines. They sold for around $2,400 each, and the company had already received 5 reports of burning smells, smoke, and open flames. Now you might think that is a fluke from one small brand. It is not. The German parent company behind Bosch, Thermador, and Gaggenau recalled a total of 663,000 dishwashers across the United States and Canada because the power cord could overheat and catch fire. Those machines were built between 2008 and 2017 and sold for as much as $2,600 apiece. Viking, another name people pay a premium to trust, recalled its dishwashers after racking up more than 130 reports of overheating, including 21 fires that caused real property damage. And it only gets worse the further back you look. In 2012, General Electric recalled 1.3 million dishwashers after the heating element caused 7 fires, 3 of them serious enough to spread through the kitchen. The head of the Federal Safety Commission told owners to stop using the machines immediately and physically disconnect the power. In 2010, the Maytag family of brands recalled 1.7 million units for a heating element failure. And back in 2007, Maytag pulled 2.3 million dishwashers after rinse aid leaked onto the wiring and caused 135 fires, injuring 4 people. That same year, General Electric recalled 2.5 million more. Add it all up, and you are looking at millions upon millions of machines, spanning the cheap brands and the so-called luxury brands alike. Paying more does not buy you out of the danger. Consumer Reports said it about as plainly as a testing lab can. The most expensive machines do not necessarily prove more reliable. Their own data places 4 brands dead last in reliability, and one of them, Cove, is among the priciest dishwashers you can buy. The other 3 they actively warn shoppers away from are Electrolux, Samsung, and Viking. Real-world service data from one major retailer tells the same story. While the best brand on the market needed repairs on only a tiny fraction of its machines, the worst performers, Fisher and Paykel and Cafe, needed service on roughly 1 in 6. Independent repair technicians go even further on Samsung, telling surveys that its parts are nearly impossible to source, and that many shops simply refuse to touch the machines. So now your expensive dishwasher has failed, and you assume the warranty will save you. Here is the cruelest part of the whole system. Most dishwasher warranties last just 1 year. The breakdowns cluster in years 3, 4, and 5, right after that coverage quietly expires. And even when you are still covered, owners describe a maze of approvals, denied claims, and parts on back order for weeks or months while their kitchen sits torn open. Repair shops will tell you the dishwasher is the lowest priority in the house, behind the fridge, the washer, and the stove, and the cost of fixing it is brutal. The average dishwasher repair runs around $200, but once the pump or the motor goes, the bill with labor can climb past $600, while a new dishwasher installed often runs well over $1,000. So you end up staring at a $600 repair on a machine you paid $800 for knowing full well it could fail again the moment the warranty truly lapses. The industry built a machine that fails on a schedule, then built a warranty that expires right before that schedule begins. So if the entire market is stacked against you, does that mean you give up and wash everything by hand? No. It means you stop shopping like a consumer and start thinking like an inspector. There are still machines built to survive, and there are 3 smart ways to buy one. The first option is to buy the gold standard, and that brand is Miele. This German company tests its dishwashers to the equivalent of 20 years of use, running them through roughly 5,600 full cycles before a single unit ever reaches a store. That is the same machine the retailer data crowned the most reliable on the market, with the lowest repair rate of any brand by a wide margin. They still use stainless tubs, sealed bearings, and motors built to outlive the rest of your kitchen. The catch is the sticker. A Miele runs anywhere from $1,100 to over $3,000. But if you plan to stay in your home for 15 or 20 years, it is often the cheapest dishwasher you can buy because you only buy it once. Spread that price across 2 decades, and it can work out cheaper per year than the disposable machines you would otherwise replace 2 or 3 times. And here is the detail that gives the whole game away. While most brands cover you for a single year, Miele backs its dishwashers for 2, double the industry standard, because the company actually expects them to survive. The second option is the smart value play, and that is a stainless tub Bosch. Repair professionals name Bosch the single most reliable brand they service, and many of its 24-inch machines are actually built in North Carolina, not shipped in from overseas. A Bosch 300 series with a stainless tub starts around $700 and routinely lasts 12 to 15 years. It is the genuine sweet spot between price and survival, and it is no surprise that Bosch does not just win with the repair crews who have to fix everyone else's mistakes. It also tops the major customer satisfaction surveys of the people who actually own them. The third option is the one nobody on the showroom floor will ever tell you. Buy the simplest machine you can find and refuse to pay for the technology. Industry studies found that connected, so-called smart appliances, the ones with Wi-Fi, touchscreens, and phone apps, break down almost 40% more often than the plain models. Every extra sensor and every extra circuit is just one more thing waiting to fail inside that steam box. So skip the gimmicks and look at the quiet, no-frills brands that keep scoring high on reliability for half the price. Names like Medea and Beko, which give you a stainless tub and a dependable wash for around $400. A basic Medea routinely earns reliability scores that embarrass machines costing 3 times as much. And whatever you choose, follow 2 iron rules. Before you buy, confirm that a technician in your town will actually service that brand, because a reliable machine with no local repair support is still a months-long nightmare. And once a repair quote climbs past half the price of a new unit, stop throwing money at it and replace it. You are not paying for a screen. You are paying for a machine that simply works. The era of the 30-year appliance is over, and the corporations selling them are banking on you not noticing. They are counting on you to be dazzled by the touchscreens and the phone apps, so you never stop to ask why the thing dies in 7 years. But now you know the trick. You know that 5 corporations own almost every badge on that showroom floor. You know the control board is built to fail, and you know the cheapest part inside can be the one that starts a fire. So before you run another load, go to the Federal Recall website and check your model, and never run your dishwasher overnight or when you leave the house. Check the brand, check the recall history, and never confuse a high price tag with a machine that was actually built to last. If this opened your eyes, subscribe for more investigations into the products quietly designed to fail you.